Hi, teachers. Welcome to the Valiant Educator virtual coaching series. This is just a quick conversation about teaching strategies, learning approaches, assessment models, anything that helps us teach better. And we're just here to talk about how we can help each other in doing more things in the classroom and helping our students more. And the first topic for the series is the performance task. And I have just one quick question for you. You see four pictures on the screen. Which one do you think is a performance task? Looks like all of them are performance tasks. Well, the answer is none of the above. But they're all activities and projects, and they're all very important part of our teaching and the students' learning process, except that they're technically not performance tasks. They're activities and projects. It's important that we know how to use performance tasks because it takes up a large percentage of a student's grade. 50%, for example, for languages and social sciences, 40% for the maths and sciences, and 60% for the arts. That's huge. And so we have to think about our performance tasks very carefully. Now, just what is a performance task? Let's call it PT from here on. Well, it's important that a performance task has these non negotiables. And these components are a real world goal, a real world problem, a realistic context of challenges and possibilities, a tangible product or performance, an identified specific audience, which can be real or simulated, or and a rubric. So all of these go together. So you should know why you're doing the task. And there should be a problem that can actually be seen in real life. And there should be a context to it, a situation that the kids can work around. And there should be something that you can touch or feel or see, watch and hear, an actual tangible product performance. And you should name who in particular is going to read and who's going to watch the work. And there should be an assessment tool, a measure of sorts that helps you evaluate the performance of the students. So this is a Hamlet play that I did last year, and it's very good. It's fun, and the kids were really very good at it. Except that it's not really a performance task because it only fulfills two of the components. It's a tangible product, or of course, it's a performance, and there's an audience because it's a play and people actually watch them. But we still haven't identified the goal and the problem, the context. Yes, I had a rubric, but if I could do it again, I'd do it better because I really only touched two components, and so therefore it's not really a performance task, but a long-term project or a performance. Now, if you remember Wiggins and McTighe, way back in our studies for understanding by design, they define a performance task in terms of these elements. It's actually a design that's turned into an acronym so that we can easily remember. Like it's a goal, you need a role, you need an audience, a situation. Yes, it's a performance or an output, and you should have standards or rubrics. So this corresponds to the non negotiables that we talked about earlier. And yay, once we have all those components present in our performance task, then we're good to go. Except that it's not that easy. It's easier said than done. It's very difficult to fill in the grasps model. And so I'd like to share a performance task hack that I've been using for a long time. Um, it's actually a list that I made about 4 to 5 years ago, and I still don't have time to type it, but I keep it handy. And here you can, I divided it into four columns. And the first column is the role. So you can see these are like professions or people. And then you have the task or the activity, which I represent with present tense verbs. And then the third column would be the actual output or the product. There's that list. And then the fourth column would be the audience. Who are the people who will watch and read and consume the product that was done by the role player? Remember, the students are no longer students here in performance tasks. They are someone else. They're simulating somebody else's work. So what I do with this list is I mismatch roles with tasks, with outputs, with audience. So in this case, I have a coach who computes for jersey budget and presents it to the finance department. So this could be for business math. And then I can have a PE class wherein a choreographer demonstrates steps for folk dance to preschoolers. And then I can have a tour guide describe Metro Manila using comic books to aliens, perhaps for social studies class. And it's fun to do this. It's very easy. In fact, I'm going to show you an actual lesson that I'm doing right now for English 9. And my lesson is using colorful adjectives. And my reference is this wonderful online resource, a color thesaurus. And the students are divided into two groups for a collaborative performance task. So, why is this a performance task in my estimation? It's because they're taking on the roles of production designers. And they are going to design the production for a theoretical short film that they will do for two of the short stories that they discussed in class. And this is Hills Like White Elephants and Long Walk to Forever. And the task is to make a slideshow of their proposed set design and costume design using the color chart. And then they are going to show their designs to the film producer. That's the audience. Now, there's a twist because they're both production designers and they're also both film producers because they're going to exchange their slideshows with one another and they will decide if they would like to pursue the production based on the presentation. So here's an example of one group's work. So what they did is use the color chart, the color thesaurus, to describe the settings of the story, both interiors and exteriors, and then they also talked about costumes and described costumes and sets based on the color thesaurus. So it's a unique way of describing places and people and things. And there, okay? So this is the Hills Like Wet Elephants group, and they're presenting it to the other group, and vice versa. They exchange their work. This is a rubric that I also got from the internet. And I will have to modify this because I'm not really after grammatical accuracy at this point. I just want them to use the color thesaurus properly. And performance task hack complete. So just remember that we can still do our projects, we can still do our performances, but we can't really call them performance tasks yet until they have all the components. And let's also try to make use of our surroundings, of our immediate environment, and not rely on things that they have to bring all the time for them to create projects and performance tasks. All right, so 1.0 complete. And I'd like to thank you for listening. And I hope that we can continue. I hope there's a number two. And I welcome suggestions from everybody regarding what strategies you want to use in the classroom. And we can just build a conversation out of it. Thank you very much. And remember to always stay valiant.